Yeah. So all right. Good day. So I'll just be walking us through Strapi. Yeah, Strapi basically. What Strapi is. I'm gonna be doing hands-on practical on how to use Strapi. So basically, Strapi is it's an endless framework. It's an endless framework. And it makes development very fast. Like it makes development faster. Like development of APIs and things like that. Basically, crude APIs are very fast. So all you just need to do is to install. All right, know how to install. That's all you need to do. So you can always go to their documentation for the installation process. You can find that around here. Yeah, you can find out here. So yeah, so you can find that here. So you can see yeah, and create my project and things like that. So that's what you need to do to get it working, right? So I'm just going to just do that. I'm going to just do just that. But if you intend to create a Strapi project with specific versions of the the strap itself, right? So yes, some people may prefer Strapi version 3. Some people prefer Strapi version 4. 4 is the latest though, but the last stable release of version 3, probably you started your project with version 3, and you want to clone it, because version 4 is more like a rewrite of how the API representations and how they display and things like that. So you might just want to check both out then to know. But then if you want to install version 3, because by default this command that I just showed you right now will always install the latest version for you, the latest version of Strapi. That's version 4.4, I guess, 4.4.7 as at the time of making this video. So if you intend to use a lower version, so you have to just type two commands. I won't be displaying the command because of time, but you have to just type two commands. All you need to do is just do something like yarn add create Strapi app Strapi app at a particular version. In this case, I'm using I intend to use version 3.6.5. So all you need to do is just click on enter. So that installs what it needs. Then when that has been installed, all you then need to do is just do and create Strapi app, then the project name. So this installs, basically it installs the what's it called now, it installs the project for you using the version 3.65. That's what it does. It installs the project using version 3.65. So then you click on enter and you are good to go, and that's it. But then, like I said, I'll be using them. I'll just go straight to using their default, because what we want basically is their default, is the latest version. So just get this guy. So a bulk of the projects we've done is we use yarn. You can also use npm, but then if your project requires yarn, please, you have to use yarn, right? So that's that. So I won't be changing anything, the project name or something, but I'll just probably name it something else. Let's say truck, right? Let's say truck. Well, that's just the name I just coined from my head. It's not like a specific thing, right? truck, truck. So we will be assuming we are creating a logistic delivery app, okay, using trucks instead of using trucks, logistic delivery API using trucks. So that's what we'll be creating in this series. So all I just need to do is just click on enter. So then I just wait for it to continue or to complete whatever it needs to do. So while this is installing, we will be pausing the video so that yeah, except it's very fast. Oh, so great, it's done. So now we need to do some things here. So we need to complete some configurations so that you can create the appropriate settings for us. So it's gonna be a quick start. Oh, whoa. So in fact, it's even nice that we are having this issue, right? As you can see, it says we are running on node 12. That what it actually needs is node 14.19, 14.9. It is greater than that. So I'm just going to switch my node version. So I won't be using VS Code terminal. I'll be using my actual terminal, right? So in this case, all I just need to do is just go into this folder that we have here. So I already have node 14 installed. So you can install dual nodes on your machine. So that's out of the context of what I'm trying to display today, really. So I won't be mentioning that at all. So this is what I have in my system. So this is the folder, right? So I'm just going to be using my terminal here. So the terminal I have has a node version of node version of 14.18 thereabout. So I think this should just suffice. Yeah, this should suffice for what we intend to do. So without any further ado, I just hope you can see this guy clearly. So and create Strapi, yeah, Strapi app, then truck, which is the name of our project. So then we give it time to install. Oh, sorry, I made a mistake there. Yeah, that was a yeah. So you can see it's installed the Create Strapi app 4.4.7. So if you intend to use a lesser version, you have to install the Create Strapi app of the lesser version. That's what this stuff means. Yeah. So I'll just continue with this guy here. Whoa, whoa, whoa. It seems we just need to use version. Whoa, whoa, whoa. So what I'm going to do is to reduce this version actually. Instead of now installing the version that we intend to install, so I'll be installing a version 4, but a lower version of version 4. So I'll be installing version 4.2 thereabouts. Yeah, so I've been installing version 4.2. Version 4.2 is compatible with my version of Node, so that's what we'll be using in this tutorial. Yeah, So when that is done, it won't take long. So when it's done, oh, it's gonna take long. So I'm gonna pause the video. So when it's done, I resume back, right? Right. So fine, the installation is done. So what we need to do is now do something like yeah. Sorry. So is yarn create app, then our project name, which is truck. So now in this case, we expect it to create an app called truck using the app version that we have installed, right? Using this app version that we have installed here, version 4.2. So that's what we'll be using. It will be using. So um, then we are going to continue creating what we have to create. So we are creating a quick start project. Um, in this quick start project, we'll be using what is it called now? We'll be using SQLite, SQLite database. So we're using SQLite database, but if we intend to change it back to Postgres, what's it called again? Postgres, and we intend to change it to MySQL thereabout. So I'll be showing you that, but I'm going to pause this video while we allow this installation completes, right? So great. So right, we are in. It just completely installed. So by itself, let me just show you one or two things. So by itself, it will go into the development mode by itself and things like that. You can see. So when it stopped installing, it took some time to completely install, probably 30 minutes thereabout. So you have all these commands there where you see yarn develop, yarn start, yarn build, yarn strapi, something like that, right? So we will be using yarn develop actually. So it starts with the watch mode and things like that, so that when you make changes to its files, it kind of restarts some things like that. So that's it. So this is the default what's it called now, the default port. So default port is 1337, right? So that's it. Then yeah, that's it for that. So when you look at my screen here, you realize that it created a new folder for me, right? There's a new folder, as you can see. So these are where the files are now. So the first folder that was created is just for us to be able to get a version of what we are looking for. But now, since we created the project, it creates its own node modules. But then now we are now using it will now automatically use the version of Strapi that we actually want. Okay, which is 4.2, right? So as you can see, that's what we have here. So it has by itself use SQLite by itself and things like that. So you're going to see how we're going to add change it to Postgres. You can also, during installation, you can configure it to use Postgres. You can use custom configuration and things like that, so that I can use Postgres from the onset. But I just wanted us to to start, like move ahead quickly. So that's why we are using this. So probably at the end of the whole section or series will be, I will just change it to Postgres. Okay, so here are the files that you're looking for that you can see here. Like I said, the structure of version 3 is different from structure of version 4. So yeah, so you have it, you have that here. Then migrations, if there are any that you want to add, but there, here you find it where the configuration is. So inside this you see the list of middlewares that we have. You can add your own middlewares too as well. uh, Here also you see the db. So the db has a file that is inside the temp folder, and the temp folder is here. So this db is SQLite and can be viewed using DB softwares that supports SQLite. You can use dbeaver. You can use dbeaver. Yeah, you can use dbeaver. At least that what I use. You can use yield as well. At least that's what I use as well. So um yeah, having said that, yeah, so this here to also, you can change the port at where it starts from. All right, so you can change this to any other thing that you want. Yeah, so this is just telling you that, okay, the API calls, the get calls that you'll be making, yeah, fetching from the database, the default limit is 25. Okay, the maximum limit is what, 100. This can be increased, right? Do you want to return the count true or false and things like that? So this can be increased, these two can be increased. Okay, but you just know that the more you increase it, the more slower your call will get, depending on uh, the number of data you are fetching. So yeah, so this is the where you get the admin token kind of thing. So I think we should have an env that has all these things. So you can see the admin token, the admin JWT, the API token, salt, and things like that. So all these are being used by the system to authenticate, to create authentications and things like that. So that's what we have here. Yeah, that's what we have here. So I'm just going to go straight right into it. We already have the development mode launched, so we'll be creating some new tables. All right, we'll be creating some tables so that we can have something to fetch. Okay, so basically I might not even be fetching for, I might not be consuming the endpoint, or by consuming I mean probably accessing the endpoint for you. Okay, we may not, but the basics is what I'm gonna be showing really. So I'll just move back. Okay, before I move back, let me show you just what we have here in the index file. So this index file, in version 3, this bootstrap, it's more like a file that you have to create. All right, it's like a file you have to create so that Strapi can recognize it and use it. So when you are adding something like socket system, so in this case socket IO is what I'm talking about. So you have to probably consider using this feature here. Okay, and if you want something to be available throughout the application, then you can use that here too. And you want to make sure that it's been initialized, then you have to use the register button here. Sorry, I say button. You have to use the register stuff here, and then of course you can comment this guy out, get strap itself, and use it here. All right, so that's that for that. Here the extensions you have. So that's when we start adding plugins and things like that. Then we can have some of these things. So from the what we've installed here, these are the plugins we have. We have the user permission plugins, we have the language plugins, then we have Strap itself. So the other things that you can add to it, right? So that's what we have here. So I'm just gonna go back to the yeah, let's check the admin side. Well, These are just what we have on the admin side of things. So if you want if you want to do something to the admin, you can do it from here. Then you can alter the web configuration here as you want. That's the web pack configuration. That's so if what you have currently does not suit you, but really since what you want is API, so I don't know so I don't see any reason why you would want to touch some of these parts. Okay, so that's that. So let me just go straight back to the UI and what we have currently. So this is what we have currently. So we will be filling this form, right? We're filling this form and we're filling it good, right? Sorry. Yeah, so we just do um yeah, word master at applicable tech skills .com, right? So password, I'm just going to use 1234567 The same thing applies here. 1234567 yeah, but then we are going to be adding local uppercase, and so I'm just going to do a dollar sign. Yeah, I'm using that really. So this is what I'll be using majorly. So copy that, paste that here as well. So do I want to get updates? Yes or no? I'm not clicking that. Oh, so it wants it to contain one small letter. So just put in A right after that, right? So that's what we have. As you can see, I'm going to save that. I'm on my local, so that's that. So you can see it's telling us to create our content type. It's trying to show us some of these things and things like that, but I'm going to skip all this stuff. I don't have time for that. So we'll be creating our content type. Content type is basically the database, right? It's basically the tables and things that we'll be creating to be able to add data to the system. So like I said, Strapi is an headless system that allows you to build APIs out of the box. Okay, so immediately you are creating the content types, it is generating the APIs for you as well, right? It generates the API for you as well, which is very straightforward, right? But then so let's go ahead and do something. So let's create a content type, right? So you see collection, you see components, you see single collection. So I'll be creating the collection type. So I'll be creating yeah, actually collection type, yeah, instead of single type kind of thing. So let's say I'm creating what do we have here now? Let's say I'm creating uh, okay, vehicles, yeah, vehicles. So we're creating vehicle. So by itself it pluralize it, right? So click on that. So what field do we need in vehicles? We need the vehicle name, right? Is it going to be a long one or a short one? I think it's a short one. We're needing the vehicle number. So in this case, if we intend to use number, then we can use this number type. But then number can be but it's even model, not even number. Model, the vehicle model, yeah. But basically we can see all the types that we have here, right? All the types we have here. So we can make a field unique. Okay, we can have a JSON field, we can have the media field, we can have the enum field, we can have the email field, we can have the boolean field, you can have the date field, you can have all the type of, and you can have the relations. So I'll be creating the relations actually to this. So the relation will be related to the user. So and I will also be showing us enums too. So let's say vehicle status sold. Yeah, let's use something like that. So vehicle status. So you can say active. You can see an example here that says, okay, what do we have here? Is it active? Is it inactive? Is it deleted? Something like that. etc. Then we add another field. um you can add a JSON field. Like I said, the JSON field can take anything, any JSON format, either an array or an object of arrays or object itself. So you can have a boolean field. Okay, you can have a boolean field that says has what's it called now, true or false. Yeah, yes or no, true or false, whatever it is. So there's something also that I want to show. Let me say description. So probably a long description here. All right, so there's these advanced settings that I want you to explore. So you can have a default value. You can use a pattern. You can filter by pattern. You can say, okay, this field is required from within, so that when they are creating that field from the endpoint, it has to be filled, else it will throw an error. Is there a minimum length you want to add? It should be a unique field as well. What is the maximum length? Should it be a private field that will not show up in the API, and things like that you may want to add. Okay, so but then we're not adding anything right now, so just click on add another field. So you can just explore some of these guys. So let's say probably want to add an image. So will it be possible, vehicle image, rather vehicle image? So will it be a single image? Will it be a slider, kind of a multiple image and things like that? If yes, just do that. And when you are done completely, then you can just do finish. So automatically, all right. So before I say this is complete, we are going to add a relationship, which will be the last field I will be showing us. You can explore the rest on your own. Explore date, explore rich, yeah, you can add rich text. Rich text can be used for description as well. Can be used for description as well. So that's that. So you can have, so this relation now, let's now go with it. So I'll go for it. So now this relationship, you have to listen carefully here. Strapi has done it in a way that you have the visuals of what you are trying to do, right? So vehicle has one user, and that's not what we want. So probably what we want is a user can have multiple vehicles, right? That's what we are looking for. So all we just need to do is just change some of these guys over, right? So and when we are attributing it to the user, we are talking about the user permissions, not the admin user. The admin user is the user that access this admin dashboard. The other user we are talking about is the user that the API will be creating. So there are two different user types there. Okay, so the user permission is what we are looking for, really. So we are not saying that, okay, vehicle has one user, or is that what we want? So basically here now we don't have to now say user permission. You can now say, okay, this is user. You can name it user ID or thereabouts. You can say user ID, whatever it is, and that is convenient for us. But most times I use user ID. Why? Because when you are creating a record of vehicles, right, you're not passing the user object, you're only passing the ID. So it's best to just use user ID so that you can identify that, okay, what you are looking for, what you're adding is the user ID itself. So that's why I'm using user ID here, right? So that's what we have here. So the other part of things is now saying, okay, what are we looking for here? Do we want the vehicle to have only one user, or is it the vehicle that owns the user, or the user that owns the vehicle? So it's more like the user owns the vehicle. Now looking at this second option that we have here, it says vehicle has and belongs to one user. Do we have one user? Do we want a user to belong to a vehicle, or do we want a user to have only one vehicle? Is that what we want? I doubt that's what we want. So now the third one is now saying, can a vehicle belongs to multiple user? Is that what we want? I doubt that. Now, what we actually want is for user to have what? Many vehicles. Okay, the other options here that says vehicle has and belongs to many users, so meaning that one vehicle can belong to multiple user, and multiple user also can have multiple vehicles, which will be messy. It kind of destabilize the database. This last part, is not saying that a vehicle can belong to many users. That does not even make sense. All right, so how will a vehicle belong to many users? So what we are looking for is user has what? Many vehicles. Okay, so I'm just going to, as you can see, this names is changing, so you have to just be careful or note that if the way you want to label it is different from what this guy is giving you, please just you can as well change it, which I've done here. All right, so I'm just going to leave the vehicles like this way, because user can have what? Multiple vehicles. So that's what we have. Then I'm finishing this guy. All right, so if immediately I click on save, it creates what? The database for me, right? So I'm just going to create, just do that. Then you can see it's waiting for a restart. Let me take us to the terminal. We're going to see something here. You can see as we are building, it's showing us everything happening. So I expect this guy now to restart, which is what is already doing there. So let's just wait for it to complete the restarting. All right, great. One thing I want you to note that is that when you are trying to create database and things, it restarts. As you can see, server is restarting. Now it has restarted, right? And you have that. Then it started again. So we have this guy. Then it's trying to load us those things that we've done before. All right. So just to be sure that our server is running. So that's what we have here. So as you can see. So it's loading. What's going on? There's an error somewhere, somehow. I don't know. But there's an error. Oh, we are back. So all we have what to do is just to reload. Okay, so we can see automatically it created the collection type by itself, the user collection type, and we can see a lot of fields that the user collection has. A lot of fields that it has. Yeah. Yeah. Sorry. So the user collection has the username. Yeah, he has the user password. So the username, the email, and things like that. So we can add things to the we can add what's it called now? We can add fields that we want to the user side of things. As you can see here, automatically he created the user for us. We didn't create this guy, it automatically created it for us, right? After we linked it, but then it has always been part of it. It's just that it wasn't visible while we were creating the collection type. All right, so you can see it gives us the basic guys that we need and things like that. So we can still come back here to add fields like first name. You can come back here to add last name. Yeah, so that's what I'm going to add. I won't be adding anything more than that. All right, so I'm clicking on save again. So I'm expecting that the server restarts like it always does. So it's going to restart again. So let's see them side by side so you see how it happens. So you can see that it's automatically updates the schema, the user schema, and things like that. So all these things can even be done manually, but then the manual part will now mean that you have to also go and create the table on the DB. But I won't advise that happen, so that there's some other things Strapi also creates that you might not or you may not want to even tamper with, right? So that's that. So you can, if you check the vehicles now, you can see what we have here. It has a relationship to the what, to the user. Then how do we now see the data that we adding to this guy? Now look at it. This we are That's why we have content manager. All right. So I can come in and create fields that I want, right? So as you can see, I can create my username, create email, create password, make sure that I've confirmed it. Then the name, the last name, is am I blocked or not? Then look at the relationship we have. We have relationship to rows as well. We have relationship to rows. We have relationship to vehicles. So these rows, I'm going to talk about these rows in seconds. You can see we have authenticated, we have public. All right. I'm going to show you where the rows are. We have authentication, we have public. Okay. Authenticated means that user that has token. So it means that you can set what the user can access or whatever anybody can access. The same thing goes for the public as well. So this public means that anybody can access it. So even if you use token to access this public, you will never be able to access it because you're using a token. So it means you have to access this guy without a token actually. So that's it. So I will just stop there, and by stopping there, yeah. So before I stop there, so let me just walk through the vehicle so that you can see what we created as well. Creating a new entry, so we have you can see our models here. We have the name, we have the model, we have the enum that we created, we have the description, we have the vehicle image and things like that we can add image to, right? So we can add image to this guy from URL if you want, and also from the from the computer. Isn't Strapi great? So I'll stop this video right now for now, so that in the next video we will continue from media URL, then go into plugin installation, then go into marketplace, go into settings that we have here. So thank you for joining me. Thanks a lot. Yeah, see you in the next video that comes up like right now.